Dear children, in this session of control structures, you will learn for loop in Python. Control structures are classified into three: sequential, alternative, and iterative. Iterative means looping. There are two types of loops in Python: while loop and for loop. I have discussed while loop in my previous session. So in this session, we will see about for loop. To use for loop, you should know about the range function. Range function also I have discussed in my previous session. The syntax of range function is range start, stop, step. Range function has three parameters: start, stop, step. Start and step are optional. Now I will show you examples of for loop in the Python IDLE. The syntax of for loop is for counter variable in sequence : statement block. Now I will write a program to print numbers 1 to 10 using for loop. I will use I for the counter variable and range function in the place of sequence. For I in range. So for the range function to generate numbers 1 to 10, I should give the start value as 1, comma, the stop value as 11, comma, step value as 1, colon. Here I will print the counter variable I, print I. So save and run. So look at the output. This for loop is printing numbers 1 to 10. To print the odd numbers from 1 to 10, then you have to give step as 2, because you have to increment by 2 to get odd numbers. So let us check it out. So can you see this loop has printed the odd numbers from 1 to 10. Similarly, if you want the even numbers from 1 to 10, you start with 2, and increment or step is going to be 2 only. Okay, we will save and run. So you get the even numbers. So these are simple examples. Also, you can attach an else part to the for loop, like we saw in the while loop. So here you can have an else part, else colon, print. You can give any message here, end of loop. This else part is optional. So control yes and run. So you can see that else part has also executed. So now you have seen how to write for loop in Python. Next I will discuss some book back exercises using for loop. Python program to print all the 3-digit odd numbers. Which is the first 3-digit odd number? It is 101. The next number is 103. Then 105, 107, and so on. The last 3-digit odd number is 999. So first what you should do is write the range function which will generate these numbers. Range function has three parameters: start, stop, and step. look at the values which need to be generated and you fill these three parameters. The start value should be 101. The step value should be 2 because we need odd numbers. The stop value should be 1000 because then only the range function will generate up to stop minus 1, which is 999. Now we will write this program using for loop. Recall the syntax of for loop: for counter variable in sequence statement block. Here again I am going to use the counter variable as I and the range function in the place of sequence. Therefore, the program will look like this: for I in range 101, 1000, 2 colon print I. Now we will move on to the next program. Python program to print multiplication table for a given number. So let us take a sample multiplication table of 3, which will look like this. So in this table, you can see that we need numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this I am going to generate using the range function. The start value will be 1. The step value will be 1. The stop value should be 11 because we want up to 10. Now, here I have shown you the table for 3. But look at the question. You have to print multiplication table for a given number. So you have to get an input. For that, I will keep the variable n for that any number. Now we will write the program. First you get the input of n. N is equal to int input, enter a number. Then we can write the for loop. For I in range 1, 11, 1 colon. Now you want the output to look like a multiplication table. So you have to write print statement in such a manner. Print n, then into, I, equal to n into I. So here n, that is for example 3 into, this I will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for each print statement is equal to this calculation 3 into 1, 3 into 2, 3 into 3 like that. For each iteration, the value of I will be changing from 1 to 10. Next, we will discuss nested loops. What is meant by nested loops? When you embed one loop within another loop, it is called nested loops. Nested loops are used in problems like this to print patterns with numbers as well as alphabet. Even in this shape. So to print this number triangle, we can write a nested loop using 2 for loops, one within another. For I in range 1, 6, 1 colon, and within this outer loop, You can write another loop for j in range 1 comma I plus 1 comma 1 colon print j comma end is equal to that empty single quotes, and here you have to give a empty print statement, then only you will get that 5 rows of output. So 3 programs I have shown you. We will see all these 3 in the Python IDLE. Okay, first we will see the program to print 3-digit odd numbers for I in range 101, 1000, 2 colon print I. Save and run. So this for loop is generating the 3-digit odd numbers, and the last number will be 999. So the next program is to print the multiplication table for a given number. So first I have to get the input for the variable n. N is equal to int input, enter a number. Then now I can write for loop to generate 1 to 10 for I in range 1, 11, 1 colon print. So you have to print in such a way that it looks like a multiplication table. So first you should print the variable n, comma, and then into, for that I am using x, comma, then I, which is the counter variable, comma, and then equal to within quotes, comma, and then the calculation n into I. So here this into, n into I, into is asterisk multiplication operator. Okay. Now let us check the output. So it is asking for input first. So let me give a 7. Now it will generate the multiplication table for 7. So whichever input you are giving, for that you will get the multiplication table. So instead of this model of print, we can use the F format model. That also you should know. Print F single quote. Wherever there is a variable, you place it within the placeholder. Set brackets are the placeholders. So n I place within placeholder. Set bracket. Then yeah, that is for into I am giving an x, and then again I within placeholder is equal to, then the calculation also within a placeholder, n into I. Close the single quote, close the string, close the print. So you should learn to write print statement with F format. So see the output. Now let us generate 5 tables. Okay. Next I will show you nested loops. Okay. So first we will generate the number triangle. So for the outer loop, for I in range 1, 6, 1. So there are 5 rows, but I should give 6, then only range will generate up to 5. Then inner loop, you should use different counter variable. So here I am using j. For j in range 1 comma I plus 1 comma 1 colon print j comma end is equal to single quote, that is an empty string. From the output you will see why I am giving like this, and then you come to the outer indent level straight to the inner loop and give an empty print statement. An empty print statement will bring the cursor to the next line. So I'll save and run. So you can see we have got the output of that number triangle. So what will happen if I don't give this print? Okay, so I will make it into a comment statement and I will show you. You can see the output is in a single line. So the purpose of this print is to bring the cursor to the next line after each iteration of the for the outer loop. Okay, same way here also, if I don't give this end is equal to, just if I print j, then also you will see that output will be like this vertical. Okay, so here you have to give end is equal to like this empty string. Then only it will join and print in each row. Next, to generate the alphabet triangle pattern. So in Python we have one problem. In C++, that is why if you have a variable ch which is equal to the alphabet A, and then if you increment this variable, ch will automatically become the next alphabet B. But in Python this is not possible. I will show you. Here I will take ch is equal to A, and instead of printing j here in the inner loop, let me print ch, and then I have to increment ch because A has to change to B, is it not? So if when I increment as I do in C++, but this is Python, so we have to check whether it will work. So you will see that this will throw an error. Can only concatenate string, not int to string. So Python is not able to increment capital uppercase A to the next alphabet B. So how to tackle this problem? So one easy way is we can take the ASCII value here. Instead of A, let me give 65 because that is the ASCII value of uppercase A. And then here, if I print ch, it will print 65. So to make it to print the ASCII value, that is the character A, so you have to give chr, character. Okay, now you can increment this step. You can give ch is equal to ch plus 1. Let us try. Okay, this is the method. So here I am converting CH, which is 65, I'm converting it to character and then printing. And then I am able to increment this step. I'm able to do CH is equal to CH plus 1. I'm able to do because this is a numeric quantity, integer quantity 65. It is able to do the addition 65 plus 1. Even I can write this as CH plus equal to 1. Okay, so this step, which is possible in C++, it is not supported in Python. Okay. So to do reverse order of the same alphabet, here you have to change the range. That means you have to start from 5 and then go up to 0. Then only it will stop till 1. And the step value must decrement. So it should be negative, -1. Okay, let me save and run, check out. So you can see you get that inverted triangle. So this is about nested loops. But there are some easier ways in which you can print alphabet patterns, which you will be learning in the future chapters. Okay, thank you, children.